There's something about abandoned places. The silence, the decay, the way time just stops. But sometimes it's not just memories that linger in those walls. Tonight, I'll share with you 3 chilling true stories of people who walked into forgotten places and came out haunted. Story 1. The Whispers of St. Allora Asylum. They told us not to go there. But we were teenagers, stubborn, stupid, and looking for something to scare us. In a small town in Pennsylvania, the ruins of St. Allora Asylum sit hidden behind overgrown woods. It closed in the 70s after a series of unexplained incidents, fires, patient deaths, missing staff. Locals avoided it like a curse. The storyteller, a 17-year-old boy, and his 2 friends went one October night, carrying flashlights and a camera. The goal was simple: get footage for a YouTube ghost hunt. What they found was something else. They entered through a shattered window. The air was thick with mildew, and the building groaned with every step. But in the central hallway where the records room once stood, they heard whispers. Not just one voice, dozens, whispering in unison. One friend froze, another ran, but the storyteller turned and saw a door slowly creaking open, a padded room. Inside, written in dust on the wall, "He never left." They ran, but that night, he woke up at 3:17 a.m. to whispering in his ear. No one was there. He's heard it every month, since always at 3:17. Story 2. The screams beneath the factory. They said it was just a storm drain. But that night, it screamed back. In Detroit, an old auto factory had been abandoned since the economic crash. A construction worker named Malik, working demolition nearby, was told to never enter the basement levels. They were unstable, flooded, dangerous. But when a co-worker disappeared during inspection, Malik had to go down. He found a stairwell behind rusted equipment leading underground. What he saw didn't make sense. A row of empty chairs, old as the 50s. Shackles bolted to the walls. A drain in the center, and a black stain spreading from it. As he turned to leave, he heard screaming. Not humans screaming, something animalistic, primal, tortured. The lights flickered. He ran, tripping on old chains, cutting his leg. He barely made it back up. That night, they found his missing co-worker, but only his boots left by the drain. Malik never went back. To this day, he refuses to work in any building with a basement. Story 3. The last broadcast of Station 47. No one had worked there in decades, but the radio was still transmitting. In rural Wyoming, a hiker named Lena stumbled upon the crumbling remains of radio station 47, once used during the Cold War to broadcast emergency alerts. She went in. It was just old tech and silence. But as she looked around the control room, a red light flickered on, and the speakers crackled. A woman's voice whispered, "You shouldn't be here." Lena thought it was a prank, maybe some shortwave pirate station, until the woman said, "You'll die in 7 days." Like me, she ran. But that night, Lena searched the station's history and found this. In 1978, a female operator died of a brain hemorrhage alone during a night shift. Her last message had been a scrambled emergency code. That translated to, "They're here." Lena didn't die 7 days later, but she did end up in the hospital. Severe fever, vivid hallucinations, nightmares of static and fire. She's never returned to the woods, and sometimes she still hears that voice in her headphones. Abandoned places are more than just decaying walls and forgotten rooms. They hold energy, memory, and sometimes something else entirely. So the next time you find yourself near a broken down building, a boarded up hospital, or a forgotten radio tower, ask yourself this: are you really alone? Or are you walking among ghosts? If you've ever had an experience in an abandoned place, drop it in the comments below. And if you love true horror stories like these, subscribe. Midnight never comes alone.